Hello all, Project Wargaming here with another video. This video is going to be specifically on roofing. So I have an example here in front of me. This building's a little big, so let me adjust this here. So this is just how I do my roofing, and it's also going to include kind of a back, the back side. So I try to make it look good on both sides so that it's not just one-sided and kind of shallow. So pretty simple technique. The first thing I do is kind of get the shape of the roof that I want, and I cut out and I use just simple pieces of cardboard. So I find cardboard to be just a great backing for the project. You can kind of cover it up, you can sandwich it between a couple of different materials and you won't really notice anything. But I cut out the shapes that I want. I cut out, I'm going to make these roofs slightly angled or rounded, and so just cut them out so that that'll work. And then on one side, all I do is take Mod Podge and paint that across there, and I lay the sticks out and then sandwich this down and press it so that I get a nice connection between the wood sticks and the cardboard. And then the way that these sticks works is you can still very much bend these, and it actually helps to kind of make a nice even bend all across the cardboard. So I found that to be a very easy way to get a good looking interior to your roofs. The next thing that I do is I make my my shingles out of hard or thicker paper. So I think this is some watercolor paper, and then to give a bit of extra texture, it already comes with some texture on it, but to give it a little bit more texture, I take a really big gritted sandpaper. So I think I use 60 grit on this, and I just drag it across this paper in the direction that the shingles are going to go, and that gives me a nice texture there. And then what I do to get my shingles, my individual shingles, is I use pattern shears. So these are just some pattern shears that I got off of Amazon. I have the pointed ones, I have the scalloped ones, and then this is an even bigger scallop. This is a little too big for my taste. I like the scallops to be around 7 millimeters is what I've gotten. That seems to work. It's still a little big for the scale of miniatures, but it works fine, I think. So all I do is I use those pattern shears. I trace out here 1-inch lines, and then I simply cut those lines around that. So it's a little tricky getting your pattern to line back up with the lines that you've already cut, but it does fine. So the next one I would do on this line here, and then I would just come in with straight shears and cut down to give me the two. So this allows me plenty of room to overlap and to give me the texture that I want. And then I simply, when I lay them on, I Mod Podge the cardboard again. I lay the shingles across, and I make sure that they line up so that they're not straight up and down, but they are patterned in so that they overlap each other like shingles would. To get the individual shingles, all I do is I simply just come in with straight shears and I just go all the way. That's what I do. So that's probably the longest thing in this process, is to cut out those individual ones. I would say that I prefer to cut up a little bit pretty high on this piece of cardboard just so that I can come in later and manipulate some of those so that they're not lined up perfectly. It looks like it's been deteriorating. Some of the shingles are out of place, those sorts of things. That seems to work really well. Before I put the shingles on, these are actually placed and glued into place on top of the model so that they're already there. And then that just allows me to line up my shingles in a very nice way with the shingles on both sides and go from there. So once again, so you can see some of these have been distressed. I just come in and after the glue's dried up, just come in and manipulate some of these and just turn a little bit off or just make it look like they're peeling up or whatever it might be. I have some singles that I have there that I will glue on and do that. And then of course the corner pieces, like here, all they are is I cut out multiple squares or rectangles, and then I cut off the edges so that I get a little bit more of a triangle shape. And I do not super glue, but hot glue these down because they just tend to stay better than trying to do it with just simple Mod Podge or glue. So that's what I do for my roofs. I think it's super effective. It gives me a great little look. I love the back sides just as much as the front side, and it works really well. So hope that helps. We'll talk later.